sun is out as the Sox try to continue what is right now a winning homestand. Game number 2 of 3 between the Sox and Tigers this evening from Guaranteed Rate Field. And we thank you once again for joining us. Jason Benetti, Steve Stone along with you. Yesterday, the Sox went down in the 9th inning, but had too much once again in the final at bat with a couple of home runs to win.
Sox have a lot of power, and yesterday they showed it, and they showed it late. Didn't do anything for the majority of the ball game, but late Daniel Palka steps up, takes Shane Green out of the ballpark. It was a 2-1 game at that point. That ties it at 2, but the best is yet to come from Matt Davidson. He gets just enough of one to get it out of the ballpark, and that turns out to be a game winner as the Sox win it late, win it in dramatic fashion, and everybody is absolutely ecstatic. As you can see, 14 wins in the last 20 games. They're first in wins. Batting average, they're third. Runs batted in, they're first. Runs, they're second. And slugging percentage, fourth. So the offense is coming to life. The starting pitching has been terrific, and all things going very well for the Sox lately.
We heard Matt Davidson say it after the game: when we've hit, we haven't pitched. When we've pitched, we haven't hit. They're both going at the same time, and that includes Lucas Giolito.
Lucas Giolito last time out against Boston was absolutely exceptional, but unfortunately he got a no decision for his efforts. He went 6 1/3 innings, gave up just 2 hits. The straight change was brilliant. 1 earned run, a couple of walks, and 8 strikeouts. He could hardly be any better against the league's best ball club yet. Unfortunately, the bullpen gave it up, and Lucas did not win his 11th game. It doesn't diminish his efforts, however. The last 4 starts, he's been absolutely brilliant. Francisco Liriano, going to the mound for Detroit, has had his problems with our Sox. 6-5 lifetime, the ERA above 4.5. You can see the starts and the appearances overall. And he's not a soft-tossing left-hander, but a left-hander with a pretty good slider. Let's see if he gets it over the plate, which has been problematic.
Sox try to win the series coming up. Liriano versus Giolito, your pitching matchup, and we'll see if we get another Major League debut tonight. It's a possibility. Sox and Tigers coming up.
White Sox baseball is brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Test drive a Hyundai today. Xfinity has the largest gig speed network, serving more homes than anyone else. Ford, inviting you to visit your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Choose Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, the card to carry through it all. Wintrust, home of Sox checking and debit cards. Open an account today at wintrust.com/Sox. And by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Audi dealers. Visit AudiOffers.com for exceptional offers on select Audi models.
Sox and Tigers, game number 2, and a lot of memories have been made here the past couple of weeks at 35th and Shields. Major League debuts, a lot of them for the White Sox, especially out of the bullpen, and we'll see if we have another White Sox debut tonight. But some really remarkable performances. Caleb Frere looked very good a couple of days ago. Ian Hamilton, the one inning. Ryan Cordell scores eventually the game-winning run yesterday.
What's great about this time of year is you're getting a chance to see some young players making their debuts. Sometimes it's a Sox debut, sometimes a Major League debut. But in the case of the Sox this year, all of these guys are doing a pretty nice job. So nobody's come up and done a bad job yet. We're hoping to see a few more of them, and we're going to do that.
Something for the scrapbook every night here at Guaranteed Rate Field. Sox and Tigers game number 2 is on the way on a sunny night in Chicago. First pitch coming up. Fastest internet and best in-home Wi-Fi experience. Call or visit an Xfinity store today. It is a hot one, but the rain has pushed out at least for tonight. And Lucas Giolito to the hill for the Sox against the Tigers, trying to make it now 2 in a row in this series. And overall, Sox are looking for win number 5 in a row against Detroit and trying to continue this winning stretch of 14-6 the last 20 games for the Sox to surpass the Tigers in the American League Central standings. Detroit's lineup goes like this: Candelario at the top, then Adduci and Castellanos, Martinez, Goodrum, Mikey Matuk, Grayson Griner, Jacoby Jones, and Dawel Lugo, your starting 9.
Let's take a look at the defense, and now Ricky Renteria is going to put them up there tonight with Ryan Lamar in left field. Then it's Adam and Ryan. That's Ryan Cordell in right field. Then it's Jose, Tim, Yohan, and Matt in the infield. Kevin Smith gets a nod behind the plate, and Lucas Giolito looking for win number 11 on the hill. ERA at 5.66. It's come down from the 8s. So he's thrown it very well. Opponent's batting average of 239. That's a good number. The whip is up because of the walks, and most of those walks came early in the season. Now, lately, he's pulling away strikeouts over walks, and there you can see the four-seam fastball of 44%. The changeup was brilliant last ball game against Boston, 16% with the sinker, the same number. Then the slider and the curve to back it up. So the stuff has been good, the location has been better, and Lucas is throwing the ball as well as he's thrown it since putting on a Major League uniform. The umpires for the game tonight: Chris Siegel has the plate. Alfonso Marquez is at first base, Sam Holbrook is at second, and DJ Rayburn is at third. So it's a night where the park is going to be very lively because it's humid, it's very warm. What wind there is has been shifting. It's blowing mostly toward the left field corner, occasionally shifts to blow straight in. But it is very much a factor here tonight and will shift somewhat. So the Sox playing their best baseball of the year. They're ready to go. Jason and I are ready to go.
Yeah, we are.
The team is playing as well as you could possibly play, and it's time to try to tack another one on these Tigers. And if not get a stranglehold on third place, at least secure a 2-game lead. So we're ready to play baseball. I'm ready to turn it over to my loquacious play-by-play partner Jason Benetti.
Steve, thank you so much. We look forward to bringing you 9 innings of baseball tonight after we just dodged the rain yesterday with the 2 home runs in the 9th inning. Lucas Giolito to Jamer Candelario. First pitch in the air, right field. Ryan Cordell in his first catch in a major league uniform for round number 1.
First ball fastball, and that's what Candelario was looking for. That's what he got from Giolito. Last time out, Lucas really relied heavily on the straight change. That's going to go in the advanced scouting report, and you're going to have a lot of guys looking for it. You just can't sit on a straight change, however. He throws too many fastballs to do that.
Well, it's a constant bat back and forth of what have you seen from me lately? What did I throw you the first time you saw me? And as we see the Tigers more and more in division, Giolito's going to have that ping pong ball flash back and forth.
Well, he's going to see him a whole lot.
So last 4 starts, he's given up just 8 earned runs. You see the batting average against 0 for 20 against that changeup.
That's the one pitch that has really defined his resurgence, is the fact that it's getting better. He keeps most every one of them down.
Fastball upstairs, 1-2 on Jim Adducci. Local product, 33 years old now.
Lucas 3-1 lifetime against these Tigers. His ERA just a touch over 4.
Another high fastball. This one out of the zone. Still 1-2. Your 2018 Chicago White Sox are presented by Guaranteed Rate, your trusted teammate throughout the mortgage process. Experience the difference today at rate.com. 1-2. Called strike 3. He spun it to the top of the zone and locked up Adducci. 2 down.
We'll take another look. High fastball drifts over the middle of the plate at the top of the zone. Chris Siegel thought it was good enough. Adducci thought it was up. But Siegel has a deciding vote.
And the only vote in the proceedings. 2 down, Nicholas Castellanos, who uses all of that frame in his batting stance and goes after the first pitch. The Tigers are rather aggressive tonight.
I don't think they want to get to that straight change, and I'm pretty sure they don't want to get to the slider. So when they're seeing a first ball fastball, they're trying to jump on it.
.96 that time from Lucas.
That's as good a fastball as we've seen from him. So as this streak of getting most everything over the plate has moved along for him, he actually is throwing the ball the hardest he's thrown it all year, despite having all of these starts and all those innings under his belt.
Breaking ball, and he did not go. 1-2 on Castellanos, who's 2 for 15 all time against Lucas. 20 homers this year and 2 home runs career against Giolito. Both of his hits are home runs.
Lucas wants to go get him here. He's going to go with that face high fastball. That's a pitch that Castellanos has always had problems with.
Swing and a miss for strike 3. Breaking ball toward the outside corner, and a 1-2-3 first for Lucas Giolito. Stone and Castillo. Sanchez gets the day off. Davidson, Smith, Moncada, Lamar back in. Then Engel and Ryan Cordell taking his first swings in his major league career.
Let's take a look at the Tiger defense. It's Matuk, Jones, and Castellanos left to right with Candelario, Goodrum, Lugo, and Adduci in the infield. Grayson Griner's got the plate. And Francisco Liriano on the hill, 6-5 lifetime against our Sox. 3-9 overall. Right-hand hitters have really hurt him this year. His ERA up near 5. There you see what he throws. Sinker, slider, the majority of the time.
He'll face Anderson first, and Tim does already what the Sox couldn't do back in May 2011. No-hitter tonight for you, Francisco.
No, he just reached down, got a low fastball on the first pitch, took it right back up the middle, and all the drama's out of this start.
I wonder if a guy who's thrown a no-hitter on a field, especially a visiting field, has ever in a future start given up a hit on the first pitch he's thrown.
I assume it happens all the time.
You think so on the very first pitch?
Sure.
Really?
Yeah. Been a few no-hitters thrown on the road during the course of baseball history, so you would assume the next time out at that field, at least a couple of times somebody would have gotten a base hit.
On the first pitch, though,
sure,
that would be lower probability, I think, than you think.
We don't know.
No, we'll investigate. We've got our best people on it.
Some of our best people.
Can't spare any. Rondon takes the first pitch downstairs, ball number 1 to Jose, who when he's gotten to play, he's shown some power.
Rondon can swing the bat. That is not a problem. Finding playing time has been problematic.
Two 2-0 on Jose from Liriano, who here on Dominican Republic night at the ballpark, it's worth mentioning, is 5th in most strikeouts by a Dominican-born pitcher all time. Pedro Martinez number 1 by a mile over Bartolo Colon by 600 strikeouts. Juan Marichal, Irvin Santana, Francisco Liriano. What do you think Bartolo's age is when he retires? How old do you think he goes for?
I think he's got at least one more, possibly 2 more years. So what, 46, 47 maybe?
Yeah.
Nice age to look for.
I was hoping he'd get to
another
50.
job. He might.
To right, Castellanos in the glow of the lights. Round number 1. Sox fans, join us as the White Sox take on the Angels Sunday, September 9th. That's 1:10 p.m. First 15,000 fans get a free White Sox water bottle presented by the Village of Bedford Park. Bring your business home to Bedford Park and win big. Get your tickets at whitesox.com or call 866-SOX-GAME.
An entire right-handed lineup for Liriano to face, and when the batting average against by left-handers just 146, you figure to stack that lineup with right-handers, as Ricky Renteria has done.
Well, you got enough players at this point. The Sox have 5 guys on the bench. You got enough players where you can stack the lineup basically however you'd like. Though the Tigers only have 3 bench players right now.
And no straight left-hand hitters. 1 switch hitter, but no straight left-hand hitters.
That's the one part about the 40-man rosters that some people feel like is anti-competitive, in that not every team is going to have the same amount of players by the time we get here to September 1st because of differing circumstances.
Well, that's definitely true, and with that in mind, that's why we talked about bringing up as many players as your 40-man roster will allow, and so quite obviously, if you want to bring up 15 of them, you can do that, but only have 25 available to play on any given night. That takes away that huge advantage.
Yeah, it seems to make some sense down the line to investigate that. We'll have our remaining best people, who are Still free? Work on that.
Not a bad idea.
Two and 0. There's a called strike. In fact, pitch 2 was closer to the zone according to our look at it than pitch 3. But as they say in baseball, it all evens out.
Oh, I thought they say it's not an exact science.
They say that too. And it's a game of inches.
It is one of those.
There's a great piece in the Washington Post the other day about baseball cliches and how frequently they show up in post-game interviews. You should read it.
They do that.
Yeah. Got the pitching and defense and offense all working together at the same time.
I kind of like his future is all ahead of him.
Flip to right field. Castellanos makes the catch with a sidestep for out number 2. And now Davidson will come up.
The hero of the ball game yesterday.
Matt Davidson on Instagram in mid-shower. What's Nicky Delmonico doing? Spraying Gatorade at somebody with an individual Gatorade there? It's quite the bath.
It's a good one.
Colorful too.
Very good one.
Tell you what, this team can celebrate.
That was pretty dramatic. To tie a ball game with one swing of the bat leading off the 9th inning and then win it 2 hitters later.
We got Daniel Palka, who ends up on the Scott Van Pelt Sports Center last night, which is fun in of itself, and we'll tell you why later. But he was the one great thing that Scott Van Pelt saw last night with our post-game interview with Chuck Garfien. He played the clip of Palka saying he subscribes to the theory of where you give away 8 innings, then you just hit in the 9th.
That's it. That's a good theory.
He's got 6 9th-inning home runs this year, which is the most in Major League Baseball. For a guy who, Palka, who wasn't supposed to be in the majors. That wasn't the plan.
Well, he got his opportunity coming over from Minnesota and certainly has made the most of it.
Matt thought that was a fastball. It was not. 2-2. Had the nice coronation of Palka laying the home run chain on Davidson. Very regal ceremony. Trumpets and all. Anderson at first, 2 down. Hard hit up the middle to second base, and Lugo to retire the side. Sox get a leadoff single, but nothing more, and we're scoreless through 1.
America runs on Duncan.
Coming up in the 8 o'clock range, we're going to hear from Tyler Johnson, Winston-Salem Dash pitcher. He's in the Dash bullpen. He's had a very nice season. Former South Carolina Gamecock, as Winston-Salem will play Bowie's Creek in the postseason starting tomorrow. 3 Sox affiliates going to the playoffs, which is a good sign.
That's good, and for the boys at Winston-Salem, they've got to be ecstatic with the kind of year they put together, both first and second half.
Giolito to Victor Martinez. Just put out a call during the break to Tyler Johnson's teammates on the Winston-Salem Dash on Twitter if they have any dirt they'd like us to ask Tyler about. So we'll see what comes rolling in from the Gavin Sheetses of the world.
You never know what your teammates can dig up.
Oh, you always know what they can dig up, and that's the point. Here's what Victor can do.
From the left side especially, he's pretty much a dead pull hitter, although he will go back up the middle, as you can see, the 18%.
Tyler's evidently a very risky young man because he just retweeted that tweet. So doubling down on whatever his teammates.
There you go.
Yeah. But congrats to the Sox affiliates. Great Falls going to the playoffs, Kannapolis as well, and Winston-Salem. So one of the goals of this season, as we talked to Ricky Renteria and some of the folks in development with the Sox before the year at spring training, is they wanted to see winning in the minors. Certainly development's important, but to have a White Sox way succeed, especially in the lower minors, is a nice sign.
That's what's happened in the lower minors. The organization was very successful.
Two and two. Victor to right field and foul. Well, if you want somebody to hit a home run in this ballpark, you would call on Victor Martinez with 21 here. And then Tomey causing trouble for the Sox as well with 19 on the road.
Talking to the Tiger personnel, they anticipate Miguel Cabrera to come back entirely healthy next year.
And that's good news. He's locked up through, I think, 2023.
A long time.
So if they're going to have success, he's going to be a part of it.
He also makes it a whole lot easier to put together a lineup. If you stick him in the middle, you can pretty much use the guys around him to set off your lineup, knowing that he's going to be very productive regardless of where you put him.
Two and two. In the air, first base side, foul territory. Davidson has no play. Candelario says hello. Davidson whacks him. Tigers looked like they were ready to help. They weren't, but they looked like they were ready.
You think about it for a bit, and then you realize that it's a guy in a different style of uniform coming over, and then you say, okay, well, if he wants to dive in the dugout, then let him. And we'll pick him up.
After he dives.
Yeah, they will do that.
Mostly for space considerations. You don't want the body laying on the ground. 2 and 2. He's in the dirt. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Martinez. This will be an interesting division next year. Cleveland has it in a runaway this season. 14 games up with less than 4 weeks to go. But next year, who knows what it'll look like.
Well, the first thing you have to do is see who the Indians will lose. Seeing as Michael Brantley is one of those free agents, Cody Allen another one, Andrew Miller a third of the very valuable free agents of the Indians.
There is the home run chain, just hanging alone, waiting for an owner in a scoreless draw here in the second. Some Yawning personnel on the bench.
I would think you would see that used in the early innings, as lively as it's going to be in the ballpark. And as right-handed as the Sox are tonight.
I have a question. So we just saw somebody on the bench there yawning, and then I turned to my right and you were yawning. Is yawning contagious through a TV screen?
Absolutely.
We need to do
I don't
more
see any
research
doubt about that.
into yawning.
Yeah.
Because it seems very contagious even across
It is, especially on the 11th pitch of an at-bat.
technological lines.
And here's the 11th pitch of the at-bat.
Here it comes.
This is it.
Want to do some play-by-play?
Nope.
Here's number 11, 21 total for Lucas, and it's into left field. Victor's not going to push it. It's a leadoff single for Martinez.
This a battling at bat, and Victor wins it, as he's won so many during the course of his very illustrious career. Victor's been a good hitter from both sides of the plate for a long time.
.39 years old, Victor Martinez. And here's Goodrum, who tied the game yesterday, and he gets an off-speed pitch to start. Goodrum came up in the 7th inning. The Tigers had only 3 hits against Reynaldo Lopez, and he left the park to even it at 1. Top power hitting rookie performance for the Tigers since 2003, when Craig Monroe and Eric Munson both had a big number, 18+ home runs. Goodrum had to fight his body to lay off that changeup. 1-2.
Goodrum's hit 16 home runs. 15 have come from the left side, which is the side that he's employing, looking out at the right-handed Lucas.
Inside and low, 2-2. Two people just tweeted that they just yawned after we were talking about yawning. So not only does seeing yawning make people yawn, but talking about yawning.
It is indeed contagious.
Two. Hard hit to right field. Martinez to second base, and 2 on with nobody out for Detroit.
Goodrum hits this ball awfully hard. It's a fastball. It has the middle of the plate. And Goodrum hits the daylights out of it.
He's a pretty good hitter.
Yes, he is.
Two on, nobody out, Mikey Matuk. Matuk didn't play yesterday. Reyes was in left. There's strike 1. Was Reyes, Jones, and Castellanos in the outfield yesterday. Matuk takes Reyes' spot today, and Jacoby Jones remains in center.
Matuk's only grounded into 2 double plays this year. That's a very low total.
You need a fly ball. He could offer you one.
Uppercut swing. He's got one of those. This is the 50th game he's played in.
Two balls and a strike. Jose Abreu still on the bench after his lower body surgery a couple of weeks ago. And the Sox offense has been rather impressive with Abreu out of the lineup.
last 20 games at least. With the offensive numbers, they're in the top 5 across the board.
3-1 fouled back. George Jacobs would have had it in his M&M jacket, but he was too busy texting and also behind a net. He was all over it. The brave soul who raises his hand on the foul ball with the net.
I'm sure, by the way, that it's very comfortable with that leather jacket on.
That's one step away from mascot in terms of heat.
92 degrees with heavy humidity.
Wide of third and foul. Hey, check out the Negro Leagues Baseball Exhibition now through September 26th. Traveling exhibit which explores the connections of African-American baseball history to Hispanic cultures dating back to the late 1800s. And it's dedicated to the memory of the great Minnie Minoso. Find the exhibit in the Chicago Sports Depot. Open every home game and 12 to 5 on non-game days. Three-two. Just off the plate. Very close. Ball 4. Bases loaded. Nobody out. Coop, Steve McCaddy up from AAA Charlotte. Good to see Cat here. Grayson Griner. They look a little bit like AJ facially, just like a little bit.
No.
I thought so from the side at first. Second look, I didn't. A little bit at first?
No. And a meeting at the mound as Lucas having some problems. Get the bases loaded, nobody out. You have a man who has yet to ground into a double play in Grayson Griner. Oh, this will be a nice time for the first.
There's a little bit of AJ in there from the side.
Both have 2 eyes.
Always appreciate when you're willing to play along. 1 ball, 1 strike on Griner.
Dave Clark doesn't make the play. Long-time third base coach with a few different teams.
One is right there. A strike at 94. 1-2 for Griner. One, 2, 3 inning in the first for Lucas. Now bases loaded, nobody out. A strikeout would be huge. In the air, right field. Cordell can't get there. It's down and against the wall. Martinez is home. Goodrum follows, and Mikey Matuk into third. It's a 2-run double for Griner, and the Tigers lead 2-0.
RBIs 8 and 9 for Grayson Griner as he gets the Tigers on the scoreboard early in this one. It's a breaking ball down and away. He stays right with it. And Cordell and Engel both cannot get to it.
Kobe Jones fouled away, strike 1. Jones 1 for 7 against Lucas' career. 0-2.
I think the Tigers feel the same way about Jacoby Jones as our Sox felt about Adam Engel, because he's so fast and can cover so much ground in center field. If he can get that batting average up to the 240s, 250s, be a very valuable member of this team. But so far, that batting average stuck at 211.
Found a way to kick up some chalk. Still 1-2 on Jones. Tigers offense, for the most part, has had trouble getting on base this year. A .300 on base percentage as a group, which is 28th in baseball. But this inning has been rather unlike them this year. 2 singles, a walk, and a double, and a parade of base runners. Lucas Giolito's already expended 32 pitches here in the second inning to 5 batters. A lot of 2-strike foul balls so far.
I'd say the best pitches at 2 strikes have all been kept alive.
Spiked for ball 2. That's a real good look. Is there a person underneath that, or is it just a hat? I think there's a person.
There was.
There's strike 3, and there's the changeup. 1 gone in the second.
That straight change, and now you're 1 double play away from getting out of the inning. That was a dandy. Just dives late. And Jones swings over the top.
There's the person underneath 2 hats. A man of many hats. Dawel Lugo takes ball number 1. Lucas. Sox and Tigers playing game 2 of 3. Michael Kopech scheduled to pitch tomorrow, and of course, because that's the case,
you know
it might
what's
rain.
in the forecast, yeah. But hopefully we can find that elusive window.
Ball's crushed to left center field. No chance for Adam. All the way to Goose Island. Matuk and Griner. Lugo to third. Tigers make it 4-0.
I think it's probably going to be a double E8. 2 runs will score. That's second and third driven in by Lugo. And when Adam Engel has some problems with it, Lugo just keeps on running. Hits this ball awfully hard, splits the outfielders, no chance at all. And then Adam has some problems with this. Going to bring Don Cooper out to the mound. The Tigers have put 4 early ones up.
You know what I suggest right now? You're sitting at home and you're trying to drown your sorrows. Try and win some money.
Ooh, good idea.
WhiteSox.com/SoxSplit is where you go. If you have an Illinois billing address, you can play the Sox Split raffle online. Sunday's Hawk Day raffle, the winner took home $26,555. It won't be that big of a jackpot tonight, but it should be a sizable one as always. WhiteSox.com/SoxSplit is where you can play.
Hector Santiago starts throwing in the pen, and that was a guarantee of $20,000 that day, and they put a few more bucks on top, so some very, very happy fan took home a great deal of money Sunday.
Had a big jackpot on Tommy Day, and you can contribute to the jackpot WhiteSox.com/SoxSplit. Get yourself involved and win some cash.
Some cash, and if you don't win, it's going to a very good cause, White Sox Charities, as they help a lot of people in the greater Chicagoland area. They've been doing it for years, and that's where that money goes to, so it's going to a very good cause. And plus, one lucky person takes home an awful lot of money.
Could be your night. You never know. 2-0. It's downstairs. 3 balls and no strikes, and a rare rough outing for Lucas Giolito in his last 5. I mean, 8 earned runs allowed total his last 4. .30 sails on him, ball 4. We told you Tyler Johnson's going to join us at 8 o'clock. Here are the White Sox minor league player and pitcher of the month, Eloy Jimenez and Dylan Cease, continuing to do what they do in the minors. Jimenez, as Rick Hahn said yesterday, won't be called up this year. Dylan Cease in Double-A, a .51 ERA.
Dylan Cease has magnificent stuff. He's just a very, very young pitcher. He'll need some more before he gets here. When he does, he should be here for a while. That stuff is enchanted. And that's going to be it for Lucas Giolito. Tough night for him as he departs this one in just the 2nd inning. And so as he walks off, we'll step out. We'll be back. Way to Hector Santiago on for the 44th time. He's 5-3. His ERA 4 3/4. There you look at the rest of the numbers.
He's on to eat up some innings, and his first pitch is outside. To a Ducey, who thought at least he'd get a couple at bats against a right-hander tonight.
Didn't work out that way.
Nope. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, for Lucas, didn't have the stuff tonight, and the Sox, with such a loaded bullpen, can be a little bit more risk-taking in how many arms they use early.
It is amazing in this game, however, how quickly you can seemingly lose what you appeared to have just a short time before. Lucas went 1-2-3, including a couple strikeouts in the 1st inning, and then gave up a couple of singles, a walk, a double, a strikeout, a double, and another walk, and out of the game very quickly here this evening.
Lugo at 3rd, Candelario at 1st. This one fouled away left side by Ducey. Tigers want 3rd place back. They're angry.
they came out very psyched up this evening.
Ron Gardenhire, first-year manager with the Tigers after so many years with Minnesota. The one thing they had happen to him that you really can't have happen is the injury to Miguel Cabrera.
Well, that pretty much, I mean, when you take the #1 star by far out of your lineup, you got some big problems.
In the air, third base side. Rondon into foul territory, got over there but couldn't finish the deal.
Would have been just a terrific catch as he was moving toward the tarp and the stands and could not come up with it, so it'll go as no play. We'll follow Jose across as this ball drifts away from him, and at the last instant, he can't corral it.
Little one looking for a souvenir. Just hanging out right at the net. 1-2. Tigers have got to lead the league in 2 strike foul balls.
Well,
tonight.
they got a bunch of them tonight. If they're not leading the league, this is going to pretty much get them near the top. They keep battling and fouling off a lot of very good pitches.
That was part of what caused Lucas Giolito such strife tonight, is the amount of pitches he had to throw in 1 inning.
Well, 11 pitches to Victor Martinez, and that never usually goes well to lead off an inning.
Ducey spoiling pitch after pitch.
It's going to be at least 8 pitches for Ducey.
One and two. Santiago to Ducey. On the ground, second base. Moncada, Anderson, safe. Run comes home. Lugo scores it, and it's 5-0 Detroit.
I mean, number 15 for Ducey, as his hustle and his speed enabled him to drive home the run and get to first base very quickly. It was not all that close at first.
Probably don't want to challenge that one.
No, he was a full step past the bag.
One more in. Ducey at first. Castellanos the batter. And he goes after the first one to flare it to center. Adam Engel is underneath. And that is all she wrote for a 9-batter inning for the Tigers. And a 5-0 lead. Liriano comes out. Tyler Johnson will join us shortly on the phone. Ken Harrelson, born. Happy birthday, Hawk. He shares a birthday with Mike Piazza, among others. Robin Ventura, a couple grand slams at Texas back in 1995. And here is a look at least one of them with Hawk on the call. So 2 slams for Robin Ventura. And we are now joined on the phone by Tyler Johnson from Winston-Salem, the pitcher for the Winston-Salem Dash, stopping by with us. Hi, Tyler. How are you?
How's it going, guys? I'm doing fine.
All good. All good. So what's this season been like for you, starting below Winston-Salem in Kannapolis, and then jumping up to Winston and pitching very well? What's it been like for you?
I'll tell you what, being in Kannapolis was a great half, and we had a really good team. But you always read about Winston-Salem, and since Winston-Salem's a team that you want to be on, and finally getting here, you can see why. These guys are great. They play well. They play a brand of baseball that the White Sox, as an organization, should be proud of.
Why is that clubhouse as good as it is?
I think it starts at the top with Omar Vizquel. He comes to the ballpark and has a relaxed feel about him, and he's a very intelligent guy. Everybody knows who he is, and he works well with all young kids, and it just starts from him and carries down to the hitters and through the coaching staff with Matt Zaleski and through the starters in the bullpen. It's just very contagious.
This to third. Candelario throws Moncada out, 2 down.
Tyler, you were at 2 different levels. Tell us, if you can, the guys that might have impressed you as your teammates this year.
Off the top of my head in Kannapolis, I'd say guys like Cade McClure, even J.B. Olson last year as a reliever. I would say Tate Blackman out of Ole Miss in the draft last year in Kannapolis was somebody that caught my eye. And then here in Winston-Salem, you just have so many prospects to name. You got Blake Rutherford and Gavin Sheets, Luis Robert, of course, and even new guy Nick Madrigal. The way he handles his bat is something I haven't seen in a while.
What about you? What's better for you this year in your second year of pro ball?
Just going into the offseason, I wanted to work on some command and control, and I think that I succeeded in doing that. And really, when you throw strikes, it opens up a lot of opportunity to get guys out, hitting hard. So I think that was the first step for me.
Did Omar give you any special instructions or any type of pep talk heading into the playoffs?
A little bit, yes. He said that we're starting to get to the part of the season where one play matters. We got to play a little bit faster, a little bit more crisp, a little bit cleaner, and you saw it in the College World Series. Even one play kind of turned the whole series around. So, not to say that we got to be perfect, but we got to be dang close to it.
I'm so glad you brought up college, because Kyle Kubat says on Twitter you have 2 favorite college football teams. What's the deal?
Boy. Well, I got my childhood in Virginia Tech. My entire family went to Virginia Tech and grew up going to the football games. So in the fall, I essentially lived in Blacksburg. And of course, I went to the University of South Carolina. So that's my home. Luckily, they hadn't played yet, or else we'd have a big family feud. But it's kind of like you got the childhood in one hand and then your home in the other.
Well, can you stick around for another half inning? Because that was a quick half inning. Will you join us when we come back, top 3?
No problem.
All right, Tyler, we have more to follow up on that, because you can't have 2 favorite college football teams. 5-0 Tigers. To the third we go. 5-zip Tigers. Hector Santiago on the mound for the Sox after a great play by Candelario over at third for the Tigers to end the Sox rally. But we're joined by Tyler Johnson out of the Winston-Salem Dash right now in the Sox farm system. Thanks for sticking around during the break. I want to ask what the bullpen's like down there. What's your group like?
I would say our bullpen's very mature. You know, we got some older guys and college pitchers. Kind of that's the way the Sox go in the draft. And there's just a lot of experience around them all. And for me, the opportunity to just learn from these guys every day and pick their brains a little bit is a blessing.
I know you've had a few managers, not a whole lot of managers in your life, but tell us something that Omar Vizquel might have said to you that stood out from some of the other managers you've had.
I remember my first, it might have been my second outing here in Winston-Salem. I got hit around a little bit, and Omar came up to me after the game and kind of spoke to me just about trusting myself, trusting the stuff that I have, and really just kind of helped me become a complete pitcher and put that confidence, instilled it in me. So, you know, when a guy that's going to be in the Hall of Fame in a couple of years, you know, comes up to you and talks to you about having confidence and really trust your stuff because it's good, you know, that's something that goes a long way.
Well, look, you've given up 2 runs since he had that conversation with you, 2 earned runs, so it must have been something pretty good.
Yeah, it definitely worked out.
My goodness. For people who haven't seen you pitch, how would you describe your stuff and what you do?
Well, I'm very aggressive with my fastball. I try to make hitters prove that they can hit it. I'm pretty good at reading whether or not a hitter's sitting on it or not, and I go off from there. My fastball is mid to upper 90s sometimes, and I throw a slider at about 83 and a changeup at about 86 to 88. So I would say my second best off speed would be my changeup. It's go-to. It's something I can go to and count where I'm behind and really put myself back in the count. And that's been a game changer here in high A.
So that's your pitching scouting report. Again, we asked for some dirt on you on Twitter, and your teammates have obliged. Kyle Kubat says you're single, you know how to cook, you have an electric fastball, and you pay your rent on time. Is that a fair scouting report?
I would say so. The cooking needs more work, but I can get by.
What does get by mean? Like mac and cheese get by, or what do you cook?
Sometimes. No, I'm just playing. You know, I like cooking fish and steak. I'm a really healthy eater, try to be, and so yeah, I'm pretty good at those two with some kind of vegetable.
So tell us who puts the best show on in batting practice in Winston-Salem.
I'll tell you, I haven't seen anybody's batting practice be better than Mike Rodolfo.
Really?
That guy hits the ball 2-day moon, and it's really quite impressive. His power is just so raw.
Well, he's ridiculously strong. That's one thing. I mean, looking at him, you can understand where he'd hit it a long way.
He needs to be a football player. No, he's in the right sport.
You know, it's funny. Your answer was so quick, and there are so many guys who I would think would be in contention because that team's so loaded, but it's Adolfo by a long shot, huh?
In my opinion, I'm sure there are people on our team that'll have a different opinion.
What's your scouting report on Blake Rutherford?
Blake, let's see. I think he hits for pop, and he's an above-average outfielder.
What about as a guy, though? Like, we know he can play, but like, what about as a dude?
He's a great guy. He's actually he embodies the Cali personality. He's just very laid back and just relaxed. He kind of goofs around, and then sometimes he's very serious. So he just, you know, almost like a surfer dude.
Have you ever seen him like get actually mad or intense?
No, I haven't actually. I think he's tested himself a little bit too at some points, and he sets the tone down, sets the bat down, and just keeps going about his business.
What's your Gavin Sheets scouting report?
I love Gavin. Gavin's a man.
Is he sitting right next to you, or what's the deal there?
No, he's just my guy. And you know, he's a good friend, and he'll get a little bit more mad than Blake. But actually, there's also a rivalry a little bit between Blake and Gavin, so they like to compete a little bit.
How so?
You know, just in terms of hitting and what goes on field, you know.
That sounds like there's a little bit more there, Tyler.
No, none at all. No, everybody has a bit of a competitive edge. They're best friends, so it's they like having bragging rights.
Who do you compete with down there? Who are your guys that you like to spar with?
Oh, I spar with Michael Morrison.
Why?
Just because we're close, and you know, he's a big Gamecock fan. He grew up outside of Columbia, so of course he went to Coastal Carolina and won himself a College World Series. But he's a guy that has a couple more years on me and kind of took me under his wing. And I like being the young rebel that kind of stirs him up a little bit.
How do you do that, Tyler?
I would just say take some jabs at him, man. You know, he throws a bad pitch, you're like, hey, I don't know, man. That's not gonna play. But he knows I'm just playing, and you know, it's just a bit of competitive edge.
What's one thing people don't know about you that they should know?
Oh, something that they wouldn't know. I'm actually pretty outdoorsy. I like to hike, and I like to kayak from time to time, paddleboard, stuff like that. So I enjoy nature.
We've seen Omar Vizquel's lineup card from down there. Sometimes he'll like draw a pretty elaborate picture. How much have you seen Omar's art, and how good of an artist is he?
Oh, it's kind of crazy, actually, and it'll surprise me every time I walk in there. I look at the lineup card, like, what is all that on there? And you go up there and wow, that's really detailed. And next thing you know, it's all over Twitter, and it's kind of cool. So, but he has an artful side to him, and it's pretty cool to see.
Why should we believe that the Dash is going to win the Carolina League Championship this year?
The Dash are hot. And that's what playoffs are all about. These string together games, you know, you just find that click within the team.
You guys home first? Are you on the road first? How's the playoff series work?
So it's a 5 set, the first 2 games being away, and then the next 3 are at home.
How's that happen? You guys were good both halves. How do you have to start on the road? What's the deal with that?
That's just the way the Carolina League sets it up, yeah.
What else should we know about the Dash clubhouse that we don't know?
In terms of
somebody in there, like what you guys are up to, that sort of thing.
It's pretty standard clubhouse, to be honest with you. It's just a very easygoing group of guys that love to be at the field and play baseball every day. So it's definitely easy to be around. I would say that's the most important thing, and everybody should know that. You got these guys that are working their way up, hopefully to be with you guys one day, and you know, the White Sox should be excited about their future.
Sounds good. One more thing before we let you go. If South Carolina plays Virginia Tech in college football, who are you rooting for?
I'm going with the Gamecocks. That's home.
Real?
I do.
Grew up at Lane Stadium, man.
Yeah, those atmospheres are something to talk about, though.
It's true.
So,
well,
which one?
Good luck picking if they ever play, and good luck in the playoffs. Thank you very much for the time, and congratulations on a great year, Tyler.
No, thank you guys for your time, and I appreciate it.
Have a great run, Tyler.
Yep, thank you.
Tyler Johnson, Winston-Salem Dash, pitcher, and they sound like they're having a great deal of fun down there in Winston.
Very much so. I think Omar Vizquel has these guys on the right track. I think he has explained to them exactly how he wants them to play in conjunction with how the organization wants them to play. And things working out very well at Winston-Salem. The Dash are in good hands.
Dash are hot, as Tyler said.
are.
He's evidently in the bumper sticker business. Dash are hot.
They are that.
Print them. So they'll open at Bowie's Creek and then play, if necessary, 3 at home. Upstairs, throw into second is high. While we have a moment, it's our GMC Down on the Farm. We are professional grade. There is the schedule for the Winston-Salem Dash in the postseason against Bowie's Creek, the home of the Campbell Camels. Bowie's Creek, North Carolina. The Campbell Camels. High in the air, foul ground. Kevin Smith can't make the play.
That is going to go E2. So one catcher keeping it alive for his counterpart, the other catcher.
Sox have played some strong defense during this run of 20 games.
They have, and tonight it's kind of deserted them a couple of times.
Tigers have seen so many pitches already tonight. 34 from Hector after Giolito in an inning and a third through 50. This is the 85th pitch the Tigers have seen tonight. And it's into right field and down. Goodrum scores. It'll be an unearned run. And the Tigers lead 6-0.
That's 3 driven in for Greiner. Inside outs this one, and giving him another life cost a run. Doesn't happen all the time, it just seems like it.
There's a lot of that going around in baseball. Doesn't happen all the time, just seems like
it. That's true.
Strike one for Jacoby Jones. Santiago trying to soak up some innings for this now 11-man bullpen. Sox added one more in this bullpen today. Matt Skoll designated for assignment, outrighted to AAA. Jose Ruiz up from AA Birmingham. So Ruiz is now the 7th right-hander in the bullpen for the Sox. That's strike 3 called. So Jones is punched out twice and will go bottom 3 with the Sox down 6 early. as a major league player. Will come at some point. He takes strike one. Cordell came on as a pinch runner yesterday and scored the eventual winning run on the homer from Matt Davidson. The 26-year-old outfielder out of California, born in Sacramento, high school in San Jose.
He opened some eyes in spring training. I mean, he was very impressive.
And 3 pitches to a strikeout in his first major league at bat, so 1 gone here in the 3rd. Yeah, you wonder, had he not broken his collarbone, where he would be for this season.
Probably would have gotten a shot here, as a matter of fact, as highly thought of as he was and as well as he projected to do this year. But unfortunately, injuries pop up, and there's really not much you can do about it.
There's a tremendous story by Dave Sheinin, one of the great writers of not only baseball but everything, in the Washington Post about a week ago about Brian Mazzone, who was a Phillies pitcher, as Tim's now 2 for 2. Brian Mazzone was a Phillies pitcher. He's in AAA a bunch of years ago and had just lingered in AAA for years upon years upon years. Got called up to the majors, was ready to make his first start, and the game got rained out. And he was sent back down to the majors, never to have an opportunity ever again to play in the majors. And the story, it was both beautiful and haunting at the same time, because he still wonders what if. Wonders, what if it hadn't rained that day? What if I didn't sign? I think it was in Korea. He signed a couple weeks before the Phillies had an injury a few years later, so he might have gotten a call up. He didn't get called up in September that one year. So many contingencies, but he never got that shot again. Never. Start blaming the rain for things.
Yeah, I mean, there's really, unfortunately, in this game, you hear stories like that. You hear other stories about guys who had the opportunity but didn't get it. Fortunately, Kevin Smith, who had a similar situation, only to have his back injured, getting ready for the game in Toronto. He came back and resurrected his career, having a great year this year, but you know, sometimes you never get that second opportunity.
And you know, I mean, you prepare for this your entire life, and you firmly believe that it's going to happen until it doesn't.
You get yourself ready to go, and you can only do as much as your ability, and sometimes luck affords you the opportunity to do. And then the rest is, it's fated.
Swing and strike 3 for Rondon. 2 down here in the 3rd, and Wellington Castillo going to bat. Three hits for the Sox, nothing to show for it so far against Liriano. His pace has been crisp this evening.
Yeah, you don't know what is going to happen with him, but the stuff has been very good first time through. He's now in the middle of the second time through the order. What has happened with him in the past, though, he'll be going along unbelievably well, and then all of a sudden it just dissolves, and you never really know when that's going to happen. So the boys want to keep it at 6 if they can at this point and try to chip away. That would be the game plan. Let's see if Liriano cooperates.
Well, recently the Sox have had very nice success against the Tigers bullpen, so if you can grab a couple runs against Liriano and make it chancy, got a lot of outs to play with. Two balls, one strike. Anderson at first. And that's inside for ball 3 to Castillo, who came back yesterday, back from that suspension.
And here he is in the 3 spot in the batting order. The first time in his career he's hit as high as number 3.
Three and 2 on Castillo. A great year last year offensively. The Sox were hoping for the same this year, and for him to mesh with the young pitchers, and he just had about a month and a half until the suspension. Never really got to see what he would do with the staff for the long haul. This is foul first base side, out of play. Francisco Liriano, 34 years old, and there has been something of a drought. Most consecutive starts without a win. That's Anthony Young territory.
Anthony Bernero is right there at the top.
I remember that streak. There's some bad luck going on there, and some bad Tigers baseball too. When that happens, I think you and I can agree, when it's a long losing streak, it's less of the pitcher's fault, right?
Well, look, you have
when
to
it's the winning streak, you're the one in control. When it's a losing streak, it's the
well,
it's the
then anything
defense
can happen, you know.
Yeah, the unraveling
they're not
of
scoring a lot of runs for you, and the bullpen gave it up, and you're just not making the good pitches when you have to. It's all a matter of luck, however. Yeah. But maybe not.
3 and 2, and he struck him out. To the 4th we go. The Tigers with the big numbers so far.
Yeah, he decided to call and wanted to know what was on the prize shelf tonight if he wanted to enter for Sox math. He usually is very good at it. Don't know tonight. He might be able to get that gnome. A lot of family resemblance with that gnome and the Kaplan family. Other than that, we've got lots of prizes up here. The Tim Anderson bobblehead is outstanding.
Got a onesie for you just in case you're short a onesie.
I need a top for that.
Here's the thing about the onesie. First pitch fouled away by Lugo. Tigers are up big in this game. It's a 5-run second inning, a 9-batter second inning. And 2 strikes on Lugo, who's had a couple of 3-hit games. 2 of them in his first 4 games. He's the 4th Tiger to do that in the last 110 years. Tim Corcoran was the last one to do it.
And when was that?
That was back in 1977, I think.
Southside Hitman year. Very nice.
Not as nice for the Tigers.
No, I don't think it was a great year for them.
Inside 3-2. It's a Michigan mom. Ryan Lamar must be a big fan.
He had a tough time first game.
Sure did. Poor Ryan was trying to get revved up about the season, but he's got some history. His first game, Ryan Lamar's first game at Michigan that he ever went to as a Wolverine fan, as a student, was the football game against Appalachian State that they lost to become like the laughingstock of college football at the time. So pardon him if he's got some negative belief of where a Michigan football season might go.
Oh, they're going to be fine.
If you want to get Ryan Lamar riled up, just ask him about Michigan football. There's a strike to Candelario. It's one of my favorite things about baseball is you go into the clubhouse when the World Cup's going on, or when college football is going on, or some other major sporting event, Little League World Series.
It doesn't matter. These guys are just sports fans.
Yeah, they're locked in, always have a rooting interest, and are equally in awe of the athletic ability of the guys, and willing to discuss who's bad at what they do too. Even though you wouldn't expect that, right? You got a professional athlete, and you would think that everybody telling them when they have a bad night would keep them away from doing it about other people.
No, of course
That's not true at all.
No.
Like, you sit in front of your TV, you at home, you say, what's he doing? What's going on? They do that with everybody else playing sports. Two and two on Candelario. One player in any sport that if you could have met, you would have wanted to.
In any sport?
Any sport. In the air left field, and this is foul.
And hung up just for the moment. Ryan Lamar finally gets back toward the field of play. We'll take another look. A valiant effort.
What
Same
happened
thing with
to
the ball guy. A valiant effort
What
for the
happened?
ball guy.
How did he get there?
Well, he decided he wanted to get out of the way of the play, but didn't realize that diving into the stands is not a great plan, especially if you don't know where you're going to come down.
We joined the proceedings a little late there. How did he end up in the seats?
He dove in. We'll take another look.
The mystery. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Candelario. And he struck him out. 2 gone. Here's your Sox math question for tonight. It's brought to you by your local Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Audi dealers. Visit AudiOffers.com for exceptional deals. Number of homers the Sox hit in the 9th yesterday, minus the jersey number of the first player to go deep, plus the jersey number of the last player to go deep, multiplied by the number of letters in the primary color of the Gatorade Yolmer Sanchez dumped on himself. That's your question. Wrap your mind around it. Take a picture. Call somebody with a calculator.
Get some help.
It's fouled away. 0-2. Do you have the athlete yet that you would want to meet that you never got a chance to meet?
The first name that came to my mind was Bobby Jones.
Really?
Yeah. The golfing
golfer.
Bobby Jones. Yeah. From many years back.
I want to find out why, but
can't tell you.
That third
State
out.
secret.
Once again. has gotten in the way. We'll check in with Steve Stone's Nuclear Football and Bobby Jones after this. 6-0 Tigers.
TV.com, presented by Nationwide's Jeff Vukovich. Go to jeffvuk.com or follow him on social media because Nationwide is on your side.
It's going to surprise you, but a show produced by John Walgren included a Rolling Stones t-shirt in the crowd.
No.
Big shocker here at the ballpark. Matt Davidson takes a ball low. So there it is, the 2015 tour. John saw at least 4 of the shows on that tour. The answer truly is 5, he says. As I didn't even finish the sentence and he got in my ear and said it 5 to be precise. Biggest Stones fan out there, our producer John Walgren. That's ball 4, and Liriano sees his location get hazy, and that's his first walk. So you said if you could meet one athlete that you never got a chance to meet, it would be Bobby Jones.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, everything I read about him, number one, he was a very unique person. Also, he was a guy that played against the best in the world and was not initially a professional. And, you know, if you're an amateur beating the best in the world, that's pretty impressive. He just, everything I read, he was a unique fellow and would have liked to have just found out how he did it. I don't like to talk with athletes about the actual nuts and bolts of their sport and how they do what they do, but I want to get the intellectual process that they go through to get great at whatever it is they do. Because that's one thing that everybody has in common, not only athletes, but everybody who is a top performer in whatever it is they do. They're using their mental capabilities to its highest, and how you got there and how you keep it there is really interesting to me.
Down that line, I'd pick Ali.
He was, I mean, he was a magnificent athlete also, and a unique individual to go with the great athletic ability, because I mean, he took a stand that was really unpopular at the time for the beliefs that he held, and he didn't vary from that stand.
Right, and I just like to, whether you believe in what he did or not, I'd like to get into the mind of how you get that staunch about something and you withstand everything that people threw at you. Throw to second, and they got a chance at the out, but this throw is offline and it ricochets around Davidson on a wild pitch that gets Matt to second base.
Toughest part of this play, and it got back to Greiner to the point where he could have made the play, except that when it comes back to you this quickly, you can't get a grip on the ball. So this gets by him. It comes back to him very quickly, but doesn't get a great grip on it. And because of that, the throw is a little off the mark, not quite where he needed it to be, but he did have a shot, except for that. It hit him.
Out in gym class, safe in baseball.
One of the other things to remember about Liriano, it has been, now, you know, he's been a very good pitcher a lot in his career, but the last couple of years, when he does start to lose it, he will lose it in a hurry. That's one of the things that the Sox have to deal with tonight, is the possibility of wearing him down.
Left side and through. Kevin Smith a single. Davidson to third. Runners at the corners, nobody out. And to your point, if you jump on him early enough before the bullpen gets started, you can make a big inning out of the deal.
Just come up with 2 or 3 this inning, and things start to look a little more promising as Kevin takes that through the left side. So runners at the corners and nobody out.
It's Yoan Moncada to bat. Sox with 2 on at the same time for the first time in this game. Liriano, and Yoan checks his swing. He didn't go.
Bonzo Marquez on the appeal.
One ball, one strike. He thought he might see a fastball. He didn't. Yoan's been hitting it better recently, 14 for his last 51. As you see Davidson and Smith on.
That's an outside fastball. He shook to the outside fastball from the change.
And he missed, didn't get the swing he wanted. 2-2. I think that was intended to be in the zone.
I think he tried to, yeah. I think he just missed with it. Again, shook the change to the outside fastball.
And Moncada rips it to right field. That was not a good choice. Yoan drives in the first run tonight for the Sox.
It's RBI number 56, a walk and 2 singles, and things start to get a little interesting here. 3 men in a row have gotten on base. That's the outside fastball. Yoan takes it to right field, and it's a 5-run Tiger lead.
So you get ahead throwing a changeup. Get him to 2 strikes. Your catcher says changeup.
Twice.
Gotten strikes on the changeup.
Right.
So you say fastball.
Right.
Why would you do that?
Well, there are times when pitchers are not the smartest guys on the field.
And I don't even say that snarky. Like, what is in your mind when you've seen the swings that you've gotten previously?
Might have overthought the situation, thinking that because that situation cried out for a straight change, Moncada might be looking for a straight change. So he decided to fool him with 2 outside fastballs, the second of which wound up in right field. So it wasn't exactly fooling him, but he thought that was what he was going to do. Didn't work. That happens sometimes.
I knew that you knew that I knew.
And that's right. Wallace Shawn, yeah, wonderful From the Princess Bride, very nice.
First time Yohan Moncada has ever been compared to him.
Wallace went down and Moncada got a run batted in.
First one is threaded through for a strike to Ryan Lamar, who ended up with 2 bases in the second inning.
On a play it looked like either Castellanos or Jones could have made, and neither did.
Smith at second, Moncada at first, and Lamar in the air to right field. Foul territory, and nobody has a shot at this one. 0-2. Here's your Sox Math winner for tonight while we have a moment. The winner is I Keep Cruisin'. 2 home runs minus 18, Palka's number. That's -6 plus 24. Davidson, 8 times 3 red was the color of the Gatorade, most approximately. For Yolmer Sanchez, who continues to be a bowl full of fun.
Yolmer's an interesting fellow.
The guy, now he's not playing tonight, so he's got to be bouncing off the walls in that dugout.
Thinking something else to do for another dramatic come from behind win.
Well, last time he didn't play, he made that whole get up of instant replay stuff.
And nobody replayed anything.
It's sad, really.
Yep.
Oh, 2. Lamar strikes out. 5th punch out for Liriano.
Good slider. And it disappears under the Lamar bat.
One out for Engel. Ball 1.
Well, Adam hit the daylights out of the ball last time, but Candelario made just a terrific play at third base. That looked like it was ticketed down the line for 2 bases. It was not meant to be. It did save a run on that defensive gem.
We've talked about Adams' numbers being better most recently the last couple of weeks, and he and I taped an Inside the Numbers, as we're calling it, for the White Sox Twitter account and website, where we kind of look at some stats of each player and have the player take us through the numbers. And I showed Adam his batting average against breaking balls, as this one's tapped out in front of the plate. See if he can use his speed to get on, and it does get away. Engel's safe. Smith scores, and Moncada into third at 6-2.
We'll have to see how this one is scored. Adam was really hustling up the line. It put a lot of pressure on Liriano. He had to quickly get to the baseball and throw it in pretty much the same motion. This is not an easy play. He does a 360 spin and fires to first. Ducey just missed it. If you're going to give an error at all, it's going to be E3, because they give him E1. That is not E1. That one has to be played by the first baseman. It's no run batted in. And we'll have to wait and see how that one is scored again.
So they do give Adam the single to go along with it. Right now, as you said, the error is on Liriano, as Ryan Cordell comes up in a major spot in this game with a productive out RBI on the table.
But one way or the other, with no contact made the last time, you got to make some contact here, because they're conceding the run. And this inning can cut the lead in half, assuming you can score this one.
Cordell in the air, right field. Castellanos at the warning track to make the catch. Ryan Cordell with his first career RBI. It drives in Moncada, and it's 6-3.
Nice job waiting for one you can hit in the air, and took it all the way back to the track where Castellanos made the play. So he does indeed get the run home. Castellanos stays with it and gets the ball back in. So a 3 spot here in the 4th, and a long way to go in this game.
as you said, sometimes that ball of yarn unravels pretty quickly for Liriano. And so 6 batters into this 4th inning, the lead's cut in half. And Tim Anderson, who's 2 for 2, and Ryan Cordell, who gets an RBI and a high 5 for his troubles, and a new scoring decision on the angle ball. It will be E3 after the single. Ricky Renteria trying to flag down that baseball for Cordell, I think, on his first RBI. Sox could have a museum of firsts over the past month.
You keep bringing up young players, you're going to have a lot of firsts.
Well, that's going to keep happening. The Sox are going to get younger and younger.
They are loaded with very, very talented young players that we're going to see a lot of over the next year and a half.
Two-one. Fouled off. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Tim. Take your family of 4 to one more White Sox game this season with the family 4-packs, 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 chips, 4 sodas for as low as $49. Upper and lower level packages available. Your family will smile just like that one. Get yours at whitesox.com/4packs today. Angle at third, 2-2. That's in the dirt, and a block by Griner to save a run. 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. Tim gets a piece.
Good job of staying alive on a straight change that was in a perfect spot. But Tim able to fight it off and keep the at-bat alive. Good spot for a wipeout straight change, but Tim able to get just a little piece.
What do you pair that with?
Inside fastball usually.
There it was.
Tried to throw it as hard as he could, got it up to 94 inside, but Tim fouled that one off.
Adam Engel at third after a tapper got him a single. Tim strikes out. And the inning comes to an end, but the Sox cut the lead in half. 6-3 after 4.
He's 0-1. His ERA is up over 6. Opponent's batting average an even 3. There you look at the rest of the numbers, and Sox have cut the lead in half, so it's only a 3-run lead. And 15 outs to go if the Sox pen can hold the Tigers right there.
Hector Santiago, 2 2/3. Just 1 hit, 1 unearned run, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. So Hector did his job tonight. And we'll see how this one goes. It kind of has the feel of one of those games that could maybe be decided by more than 6.
See if the bullpen can just hold them right there, because I think the offense is swinging the bat well enough to come back in this one.
Got that warm wind blowing throughout the stadium. Strange game yesterday. Long first 4 tonight. Sometimes when you see early scoring from a team, we saw it, was it last year with the Tigers or a couple years ago? The Sox were down big and came back and overran them. Maybe 2 years ago. Nice changeup from Gomez, 0-2. I want to say it was like 8-1 early a couple years ago, and the Sox came back to win.
Well, it's a mighty wind blowing tonight, so they might want to take advantage of that. Hit one up in the air to left field. It's going to go.
Tapped foul by Castellanos, who has certainly not been best in show tonight for the Tigers. He is 0 for 2 and 0 for 6 in the series.
Ah, nachos. Very nice.
Looks like a little bit too big of a piece, gotta say. Oh, 2. Swerves outside. Just roaming around, looking for a friend.
Nice Labor Day garb.
What are the colors you're not allowed to wear after Labor Day? You know?
White.
You just say that because I have a white shirt on right now?
Well, I mean, if the shoe fits, I would wear it, yeah.
Well, if the shoe fits, you put it on your head.
There you go. Dog socks tonight.
Wait, that's very nice. Dog socks.
Yes. Burmese Mountain Dog.
Did you specifically ask for that type of dog on your sock? Were those individually made for you?
No, just the most colorful of the bunch.
By the way, that angle ball has gone from single E1 to single E3, now back to single E1.
Well, give Rosie enough time, it'll go back to E3.
Two and 2. Foul of third. It's like riding the bus. You just pull on the strap and he stops and goes.
That's it. Another one. Yeah. That one just missed down the line, by the way.
Poor Bob Rosenberg. He takes the brunt of not only your guff. AJ came in here on Sunday and said he didn't like him.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I like.
No, you don't.
I certainly like Rosie. Oh, yeah. Rosie?
As a guy?
Oh, Rosie's terrific.
You just don't like his scoring sometimes.
Oh, no, that's horrible, but he's a terrific guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 and 2. Castellanos, another foul ball. Find us another game with more 2-strike foul balls tonight.
This started out just like that. After the first inning, it seemed like both sides were just fouling the ball off consistently. There's a look at Rosie.
Hi, Bob. Good to see you.
He looks great for 90.
He is stifling all of that anger directed toward you. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Breaking ball down and away. Castellanos cut down.
Nice breaking ball, looked tantalizing enough, and then just dove out of the zone. And he's down on strikes.
One out, Victor Martinez. Don't forget, tomorrow night here at Guaranteed Rate Field, Michael Kopech scheduled to start again for his third home start. He'll face Jordan Zimmerman.
And hopefully the weatherman will cooperate in this one. He had one very good start on the road. 2 starts that looked promising at home, only to see them rained out. The games weren't rained out, just his portion of it.
A little young to have your own phone, don't you think? Dear friend from preschool.
It's the international plan that gets you. That's how they get you.
Pen pal from Kiev.
That's it.
Yeah.
That'll happen.
0-2. He is in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes. How old were you when you got your first phone?
I think 40, but I'm not sure.
Was it a bag phone?
No, not that I know of. Might have been. Yeah, it was fairly late. Let's put it that way.
1 and 2. A little bit low.
Well, you could have made a case for that, but at the last instant, that ball kind of dipped out of the zone. It was down. Nice attempt by Kevin Smith, but could not sell the call.
Fouled away left side, still 2 and 2. Sox 14 and 6 their last 20 games. Some comeback wins baked into there. And a little guy with a souvenir, he doesn't want it.
No, he had it briefly. Has the giant glove.
Yeah, he's just playing catch with the chair. Chair never throws it back, though. Check swing and a foul. You get it back? Yeah, well, that's not, he's not going to have that for a while. That's going in his room and up on a shelf. He's looking for it, though. Where'd my ball go? Come on, I just want to put it in here. I won't throw it. Probably. Maybe.
Yeah, you got to be careful. If he says he'll never throw it, then you have to look for the crossed fingers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because I think he's going to throw it as soon as he gets his hands on it.
I think you're right, Steve. Real close again. It's 3 and 2. All right. Nah. Don't. Nope. I knew you were gonna.
Yeah, he looked like he was just setting up to heave it. There's no doubt.
Oh, he's got him snowed, though. He just got it back again. 3 and 2. In the air and foul. See, now he needs a second one so he can throw the first one and keep the other one. See, go get me that one. Now look, you're a star. This is how I throw. I won't throw it. I'm just showing you how I would throw it if I were gonna throw it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 gone here in the 5th.
Lengthy at bat by Victor Martinez ends in a strikeout, as did the Castellanos lengthy at bat. Good slider. And second strike on the row for Genmar.
2 out for Goodrum. They've scored twice, been on base twice. And there's strike 1. He's Steve Stone. I'm Jason Benetti. Our entire crew at Guaranteed Rate Field, where the Tigers scored 5 runs in the 2nd inning to lead 6-3 now, but the Sox have the last 3 in this game. Gomez 1 strike away from striking out the side. And our little buddy has figured out that the home for the ball is Again, I told you I'm not going to throw it. I'm just holding it. What if I throw it over there? There's strike 3. What if he throws it there? He's going to strike out. 1-2-3 inning for Gomez. And a beautiful frame for that young man. Oh, look out. Oh, no. Five. Jose Rondon against Francisco Liriano in the 5th. For ball 1 outside, the Sox are on the comeback trail with 3 runs in the 4th.
That's 75 pitches for Liriano, and if you can make him work this inning with 2, 3, and 4 in the batting order, you're a lot closer to getting him out of this game and into that very porous pen.
Chip away a little bit more on him before you get him out of here. That would be ideal. 2-0. 2 balls and a strike. May 3rd, 2011. It was Edwin Jackson versus Francisco Liriano. You were here.
I was actually calling that game.
We hear you in the background.
Yep.
And there's the final out of that no-hitter. Home run for the Twins provided the only run. Remember who it was?
Harmon Killebrew.
Jason Kubel.
Roy Smalley.
Still Jason Kubel.
Bob Allison. No?
You're right. It was Bob Allison.
There you go.
You got it. Yep.
Thanks.
3-1.
You know, Jason Kubel, before he tore up his ankle, number one, he tore it up at first. He was very fast, good outfielder, just a good solid player. Hurt his ankle, didn't have near the speed, then became a very good hitter, and then got hurt a 2nd time later in his career, but had a good run at it for a while. He was a pretty good hitter.
He was having a massive season. Looking at the box score, his on-base plus slugging at the time was .930. Rondon to 3rd. Candelario switches hands for out number 1. Edwin Jackson that day I had forgotten 8 innings, 1 run. I mean, he was great.
Edwin had his moments. Edwin always had a great arm. Still has a job because he's got a great arm.
Yeah.
And he's with Oakland these days, right in the middle of a race, well, a pennant race, both either for the division or for a wild card, as Oakland has put together a great second half of the year. They entertain the Yankees tonight. There's no score in that game, top of the first inning, so they're just starting to kick it off.
Astros tonight are up 4-1 on the Twins. 4-run first inning for Houston. Justin Verlander throwing, so that game's over. Is what you would say if you hadn't watched a lot of baseball this year and seen bizarre things happen.
Well, look, the first 20 or so appearances for Verlander were overwhelming, and lately he's proven to be a mere mortal. Although still a terrific pitcher, he's on top in the top of the 6th. But things haven't gone quite as well for him recently.
Right field, Castellanos. Sox Fest 2019 comes back January 25th through the 27th at the Hilton Chicago. Score an autograph or photo with your favorite current players or coaches, as well as White Sox greats. It'll be a weekend of White Sox baseball you won't want to miss. Always a great time. Visit whitesox.com/SoxFest for tickets and more information. Strike one. One ball, one strike on Davidson. Matt trying to spark a rally for the Sox here in inning number 5. And he may. Base hit left field.
This will keep the inning alive as Matt takes it through the left side. Well, since he's been playing just about every day, when Abreu went down and it opened up first base to allow Matt to play, he's been swinging it really well. Get that batting average up above 240 now. It was down in the low 220s for a while, but getting his opportunity, and you never know when that's going to come, but you got to be ready when it does. It happened when Jose had his surgery. He'll be back, reclaim his position. In the meantime, Matt Davidson has made the most of this opportunity he's been given.
He came out of the chute this season as hot as anybody.
Came out like he's going to hit 80 home runs.
Candelario, late slide, on time throw, inning over. To the 6th. The lead for the Tigers is 3. What's your favorite color of pinwheel?
Let's see. Well, I used to be a big fan of blue, but now I'll take green.
Color of money?
No.
What
that
is?
would be Paul Newman.
You are getting
Tom
sleepy.
Cruise.
Very sleepy.
Yeah. This just jumps out at you, however.
It does.
Yep.
Mikey Matuk takes strike. No balls in play yet for Matuk, with a walk and a run scored in the second and a strikeout in the third. Division leads in the AL entering play tonight. 8.5 for Boston, 14 for Cleveland, 2.5 for Houston. Looks like a pinwheel, but it's not. It's not. That was a ruse.
Clever ruse.
Clever shoes. And if it rains, you can always put them on your head. The National League divisional leads: Atlanta by 4 over Philly, Cubs by 4 over Milwaukee, Rockies by half a game over the Dodgers entering play today. Who's the second place team you think has the best shot?
Dodgers.
They're a half game back.
Yep. I just think eventually they're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
And when
You'd
they do,
say the Dodgers, even
yeah,
if it was like 3 or 4 games.
I thought they were the best team in the West, although Colorado and Arizona both giving them a run for their money, certainly, and then some.
So you've got the Rockies up a half game on the Dodgers, then the Diamondbacks 1.5 back. As you see, Sandy Baez getting loose. It's a tied up division in the National League West.
Philadelphia, who was struggling, losers of 3 in a row, and 7 of their last 10 has run into Miami, and they're dominating them in the 9th inning. That game at 9-4 looks like the Phillies are going to end their losing streak.
Atlanta down 5-1 in the 8th to Boston. In a battle of the Braves and the former Braves. Sort of.
Boston, as we saw, is pretty good. 95-44, with this one seemingly well in hand.
Up the middle, base hit, Mikey Matuk on his 3rd full count of the night, as the Tigers' 6th hit.
The high-speed replay is powered by Xfinity. And Grayson Greiner comes up, splits the gap in right center field. Cordell can't get to it, drives home a pair. And that's 2 of the 3 runs. That's the difference in this one. 3 driven in for Greiner tonight.
Grayson Greiner in his major league debut season. "17 hits, 6 have been doubles. Runners off, throw to second is high, and a stolen base for Mikey Matuk.
Genmar didn't really look at him, and he took off. There was 0 chance for Kevin Smith. Long, high, slow leg kick, and no chance.
Double play out of regular order. chopped foul. This is not a Tigers team that runs a whole lot. They came in with 58 stolen bases. That was tied for 22nd in the majors, but Goodrum's got one, and now Matuk here in the 6th. It's 89 degrees at 9:20 tonight.
Very humid, very sticky night.
Cold front's coming though.
So's Christmas.
Off the outside corner, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Looked like a pretty good pitch, but not in the zone.
Two and 2 for Griner. He struck him out. 10th strikeout for Sox pitching tonight.
Good slider, and that's 4 strikeouts for Gomez.
You really don't think he looks at all like A.J. Pierzynski, Grayson Griner?
Oh, Gomez?
No, not Gomez.
Oh.
What's wrong with you?
No.
You really don't?
No, even late in the game.
I have so many people on my side on Twitter.
Maybe if they put a mask on him.
An A.J. mask?
No, a catcher's mask.
Oh, he's going to put catcher's gear on.
Yeah, let's see if he looks more like him as he puts the gear on.
You don't see that? It's there. He's a catcher.
He is.
Put your mask on. Oh, he's got to read first. I don't know.
I think the heat has gotten to you. I think you're delusional.
I think you're being stubborn.
That too.
Well, it's strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jacoby Jones. I'm going to ask AJ next time I see him if he thinks he looks like Grayson Griner.
Maybe.
No, I'm going to ask him.
No, he maybe will answer you.
That hits Jones. Double plays back in order.
This looked like a slider that just got away. Slid right into his tricep. That can't feel too good, but he'll take the base.
Somebody on Twitter just created a poll that says, does Genmar Gomez look like A.J. Pierzynski? I wasn't talking.
Well, how could you suggest that?
I wasn't talking about Gomez.
Are you sure?
Future Moncada with the tweet. Genmar Gomez looked like A.J. Pierzynski. See what you started? Griner. Delete your poll. Here is Lugo.
But you are right. He is a grinder.
Wow. 5-run second inning for the Tigers. And a 6-3 lead here in the 6th. Good breaking ball away to get strike 1 on Lugo.
Lugo originally in that very big trade for the Tigers has sent J.D. Martinez to the Diamondbacks. Turned out to be a great trade for the Diamondbacks.
Third base side and foul. He was originally traded to the Diamondbacks August 2015 for Cliff Pennington. And a couple years later in that Martinez deal. 2 on, 1 out, and this one planted on the outside corner, strike 3.
Good straight change, and Chris Siegel rings him up. This is in a perfect spot. Lugo can't pull the trigger. Siegel can.
Great catch by Kevin Smith.
Did a nice job. That was in a perfect spot. And here comes Ricky Renteria. So that will be it for Genmar Gomez. And as he walks out, we'll step out. We'll be back. Candelario on for the 28th time, 0-1 ERA, a touch over 3. He inherits runners at first and second. 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Candelario turns around and hit from the right side. 207 is a left-hand hitter. 268 is a right-hand hitter.
Bummer gets strike 1. Two out, 2 on. Upstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. Sox used Hamilton and Fry yesterday. Frere, Manaya, Santiago on Sunday. Bummer last through on Saturday. In back of Ryan Burr in the 6-1 loss in Game 3 of that series with Boston. Big rip at 94 inside. And there's who's remaining.
Plenty left, especially on that right side.
Manaya Ruiz. Need another line.
That would be good.
Need the September 1st lineup card. Ricky's R's there. Look like capital P's, don't they?
Let me check. Looks like AJ Przinsky to me.
Okay. I think I have plans for the remaining 3.5 innings. Here's Griner.
Yeah, there he is.
Tough to tell, actually.
Looks exactly like him.
Tough to tell. Great catch in the booth on Sunday by Griner.
That's
and
a balk
called. Aaron knew it.
We'll take a look. He comes to a set position and then stops. And he saw Kevin Smith raise his hands. When he does that, you got to step back off the mound.
Strike three, no matter. Last 6 outs for Sox pitching. Strikeouts, bottom 6 after this.
White Sox debit card only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/White Sox to learn more. Wintrust Community Bank, member FDIC. And we got a new pitcher in the ball game. It is Sandy Baez. On for just a second time. There you look at the numbers. Looks like he had some command issues. 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 4 1/3 innings.
That was against the Yankees, though. Didn't give up a hit, so that's impressive.
That's
but the walk
very
number,
impressive.
He skipped AAA, coming up from AA Erie. They're fighting Seawolves in the Eastern League. Liriano tonight, 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. He walked 1, struck out 5. Sandy Baez to Yoan Moncada. First pitch strike at 95. Baez, 46 walks, 86 strikeouts in AA, but the walks were tamed quite a bit with only 4 in his last 9 appearances in AA. And if his walk totals were what they were early in the year, he wouldn't be here.
No, you'd assume that he figured out a way to get the ball over the plate. Now we'll have to see if it translates.
Well, we saw that with Alcantara, who they brought out of the bullpen the last couple times we were in Detroit. He was a massive walk guy last couple of years, and he figured out how to not be that, and he's gotten an opportunity. Moncada, right field, but playable. Castellanos. Join us. It's the first ever Sox Crawl, Saturday, September 8th. Purchase this ticket package for exclusive entry to the pregame crawl before the Sox take on the Angels. 6:10 p.m. You get an official Sox Crawl t-shirt, have the chance to play games, win prizes, and more. For more information, visit whitesox.com/SoxCrawl today. Here's Ryan Lamar. Fouls the first one off.
Boy, he had a good swing at that one, and that was a fastball right down the middle at 97, but he was right on it, just under it.
Sox have trailed since the second inning tonight with a 5-run second for the Tigers, one more in the third. Sox battled back with 3 in the fourth. We thank Tyler Johnson for joining us, Winston-Salem relief pitcher, on the eve of the Dash playoff run beginning. A team that's gone wire to wire in the Carolina League to win both halves. Two one. It's close. 2-2.
Good fastball, just barely had a touch of the outside corner.
Two and two from Sandy Baez. Right back at him up the middle. A nice play by Lugo for out number 2.
Baez got down just in the nick of time. That one sailed right back up the middle. We'll watch it again. Actually reacting when that ball is by him, but that happens a lot.
It's not really your choice.
No, you react, but sometimes a little tardy.
Strike one to Adam Engel, who's 1 for 2. When he was last up, I was talking about a conversation he and I had that you'll see on the internet coming up in a few days. But Adam is hitting breaking balls a lot better than he was last year. And part of this chat, I asked him about why that is. And he really doesn't want me to tell you why. Deep ball right field. And there's out number 3. Next time he comes up, I promise I'll finish it before he does something. 1, 2, 3 in the 6th. We'll go to the 7th.
And it's the Tigers for one more. Series ending tomorrow night, then the off day on Thursday, and the Angels come to town to finish up this homestand for a 3-game series.
Shohei Ohtani, Mike Trout, among others, for that Angel team, which is not playoff bound, but certainly has guys that you'll want to see if you're a baseball fan, or if you're just a fan of people who do amazing things.
Mike Trout is worth the price of admission each and every game he plays. And Ohtani is one of the big stories of the year. So we'll see if he is going to make his second start since coming off the DL.
It's TBA right now on Friday, but that would be his day if they keep him on schedule. A 5-day schedule, that is. Saturday also an option. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So the strikeout spigot is still open. Strikeout number 13 tonight for Sox pitching. All right, Sticks and Stone. It's brought to you by your local Volkswagen dealer or VWDealer.com. Who did you describe as an excellent stand-up comic with strong roots in improvisational comedy in your book, Teach Yourself to Win?
It could very well be Gary Mule Deer, if I knew who that was. So I'll go with Tom Dreesen, because I don't even know the unknown comic. How would I? He's unknown. So I'll go with Tom Dreesen.
You wrote the book. I mean, you should.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I should.
Are you sure of it?
No, I'm just going with that.
Gary Mule Deer?
Yeah, I remember him.
Our writers have gotten even more outlandish than before. Talked to head writer Joe Grube about that.
Head writer, yes, indeed.
Ball and a strike on Castellanos, who is 0 for 7 in the series. All right, let's see if you were right here. Tom Dreesen. So why did you write that?
Because he is.
Yeah, but in what context did that come up in your book?
I think we were talking about old comics. He was one of the guys. There was, I believe, something like 37 guys that filled in for Harry when he when he had his stroke.
Yep.
And he's one of the guys that I work with.
Who was your favorite partner of that cavalcade of people?
Well, let's see, who could be watching now? Tom Dreesen was a wonderful man. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Bobby Jones again.
No, I could say that, but no. I'll tell you who was a terrific guy, and you might remember Hill Street Blues.
Yeah. Rondon to first, down number 2.
Oh no, I was just going to ask you if you remembered Hill
I
Street
do remember
Blues.
Hill Street Blues, yeah.
Dennis Franz.
Yeah.
Who played Norman Bunce on Beverly Hills Bunce, as well as Hill Street Blues and a few others.
NYPD Blue.
Yeah,
eventually.
he was a wonderful man, a Chicago guy, and just a great, great guy. Really terrific. So I enjoyed that one. Although he honestly did not know anything about baseball. It was in Dodger Stadium. It was a lot of fun. He was a terrific guy. Great actor, by the way.
Yeah. Tremendous. Victor Anderson sets up and throws him out. 1-2-3 for Bummer here in the 7th. Sox need 3 to tie, 4 to take the lead. Cordell first after this. Center. Bunch of Sox folks went over there along with Southpaw Daniel Palka, tugging on some caps and making some new friends, along with bullpen coach Kurt Hasler and third base coach Nick Capra. Some great guys, getting to meet some patients over there and put some smiles on faces. The Sox and Rush are teaming up to offer a limited edition White Sox cap representing various cancer awareness colors. It's available for purchase only at the ballpark. $10 of each purchase benefits White Sox charities and Rush Children's Hospital. But you see the smile on both Daniel's face and the patients' faces there too, as Sox had a good time at Rush University Medical Center, and especially for the parents and for caregivers, to see the joy that the Sox bring is a pretty neat thing.
It's really great that the Sox do that, and they do it quite a bit. This is not an isolated instance, as they send a lot of guys over and take care of the kids in town.
Cordell pops it up, and Ryan is out number one. Ryan Cordell searching for his first major league hit out of the Sacramento area. Went to high school at Valley Christian up there in Roseville. And that first hit has to be on the horizon for Ryan Cordell. By the way, you were talking about Dennis Franz, and Lucas Giolito's uncle, Mark Frost, was a writer on Hill Street Blues.
Great series.
First one a strike to Tim Anderson. One ball, one strike. Tim Anderson did his Cuts for Kids program. Youth Guidance Chicago tweeting at Tim. 100 youth plus getting free haircuts, and a wonderful thing that Tim and Bria have done. They have put their money where their mouth is in terms of being a member of the Chicago community as a family. And the Andersons are fully entrenched here in Chicago, trying to make things better for people who could use a little help.
And really a great couple, and they've done wonderful things in the community, and will continue to do so throughout his career, you would expect.
Just 25 years old, Tim Anderson. Baez looked like he was trying out for the Rockettes there with the leg kick.
And Ryan Burr loosening and should be just about ready to go.
Bullpen, as always, for the Sox, the room where it happens. Two and two. Upstairs, 3-2. Oh, Yolmer wants to hit. He wants to do something. He's not used to not playing. Just being one with the bat.
Got to get ready. You never know when you're going to be called on.
3-2. Left side of the infield, Candelario with a second out of his seventh inning. And Rondon will come up. Tomorrow, 7:10 first pitch, NBC Sports Chicago. Jordan Zimmerman for the Tigers, and his mound opponent is young Michael Kopech with his sub-1 ERA.
Outfield shading Rondon a few steps to the right of center. The gap is in left center and down the line in left. Not expecting him to pull the ball off Baez, as Matuk is way over into left center field.
It's a lively fastball he throws.
Nice fastball, upwards of 98.
Looks like he's going to go down the bowling alley with the ball sometimes, but gets the job done. He's all over the place on the follow through.
You have a nice lively arm. shook off the slider to the fastball away.
Broken bat flare left side and down over Goodrum. Sox have a base runner here in the 7th.
Time now for the IDOT safe play, reminding you that safe driving habits really are a matter of life and death. This is a broken bat little looper. Goodrum almost back there to make the play, but at the very end, he can't get to it. Visit lifeordeathillinois.com. And you too might get a looper over Goodrum's head.
No purchase necessary. See rules for details.
Yeah, there's some of that, certainly.
First one is outside, ball one. Fascinated by that follow through from Baez. I mean, falling off the mound toward the first base side. Big leg kick. Castillo, right field and deep. Castellanos is there. Couple of close plays in right tonight, and the Sox go wanting in the 7th. 6-3 Tigers.
And it is Jack Flaherty, his last 6 starts. He's 4-0 with an ERA of 1.22. Just 17 hits in 37 innings. What a run that is. 43 strikeouts, 14 walks. Opponent's batting average of 140. Pretty impressive.
Another Harvard Westlake guy like Lucas Giolito. As Nico Goodrum, who scored twice in this game, stands in down 2 strikes. Goodrum picked 1 spot after Andrelton Simmons back in 2010. That was 71st overall. Ryan Lamar taken 62nd. Jake Petrichka 63rd. Among other people you might recognize. Right field on a line. Cordell going away from it, gets there quickly and throws it in to keep Goodrum to a single.
Goodrum slices this one into right field, and a nice play by Cordell, because this looked like 2 bases when it left the bat. He got to it quickly, holding Goodrum at first base. So Bummer will depart, as will we, and we'll be back.
Baseball 18 available now. Learn more at rbigame.com. Rated E for everyone.
And we get a new pitcher in the ball game. It is Ryan Burr on for the 4th time. His ERA at 2.45. Opponent's batting average at 1.67. And he inherits Goodrum at first base. Goodrum's already swiped a bag tonight. There's nobody out here in the top of the 8th.
Ryan Burr to Mikey Matuk. And a throw to first on Goodrum. Another one, and Goodrum stays on the bag. One strike on Matuk. Some games have gone final in Major League Baseball. The Royals finally have taken one on the chin. They came in hot, rising to 46 and 91. Kansas City had won 6 in a row. Cleveland wins 9-3.
That's Clevenger running his record to 11 and 7.
3.11 ERA, 10 strikeouts tonight. The ball's corked to left center field. Engel watches it fly. Mikey Matuk expands the lead and makes it 8-3.
Just the 6th home run Matuk has hit. He's now driven in 19. He's 2 for 3 tonight. With a stolen base, 2 runs scored on a big night for Mikey Matuk. Got a hole in one out over the plate. We told you the wind was blowing toward left field. Anything up in the air, got a good chance to go.
Tell you what, it's not every day somebody gets a home run ball and does the Macarena. Mostly because it's 2018. But Mikey Matuk, his eyes lit up. And out it went. Line to left and foul.
Nice play by the ball guy.
Two strikes. High fastball from Burr. Check swing, no go. 2 balls and 2 strikes for Griner. He struck him out. 14th Tigers strikeout tonight.
Over the top hook, and he's got him.
Tigers' biggest strikeout number as a team this year was 16. They've done it twice. Last was back in July, mid-July in Houston. They're too short with at least 5 outs to go.
The Tiger pen up and going. It's Joe Jimenez.
Good breaking ball for a strike. 1 and 2 for Jones. So Ryan Burr, who was originally taken in the 5th round in 2015 by the Diamondbacks. He came over in one of the Sox deals for international bonus pool money. That was last August, August the 11th. And he feeds in strike 3 there. Strikeout number 15 for the Tigers.
There it is. He just couldn't pull the trigger. Chris Siegel could.
Two out, 2 in. 1 charge to Bummer, 1 to Burr. As Aaron allowed the leadoff single, and Mott took the home run. Hard hit left center field. Lugo up the alleyway. He's going to go for 2, and he is safe.
That's his second hustle double tonight. He had one also in the 2nd inning where he drove home a pair. Only this time it wasn't to right center. This time it was to left center. And with the play right in front of him, decides that he's going to try to stretch it, and stretch it he does.
And now this is going to be under review, it looks like, to see if he overslid the bag. The tag stayed on. We saw earlier today Trey Turner of the Nationals overslid the bag on what eventually was a walk. Let's see. Does he stay on? Oh, no.
He did not stay on. His right foot came off seemingly before the left foot got there.
So it goes to New York. Let's see if the tag's on the whole time.
Both feet off right here. Both feet off, tag on him. He's out at second.
Can you prove that the tag is on him there? That
Well,
would be my only question.
They might not in New York, but I can prove that.
You can.
Oh, yeah.
That would be my only question was, is the tag still on him? Can we be sure? So let's take a look from this angle.
Right here, both feet come off.
But is the glove contacting him at that time?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. I believe you.
Yeah. Now, whether they get the call or not.
He is out. They did.
He is out. There you go.
So that's it. Top 8 over. Tigers get 2, nothing else. He hustled too much in a hustle double. Bottom 8, 8-3 Detroit.
Beef for taking care of our crew before the game, and a wonderful time was had by everybody. Wrap your hands around the official Italian beef of the Sox at one of the 25 Bona locations. And you might want to get a combo there because the Italian sausage looks absolutely as good as the Italian beef.
Love Bona beef. Love it.
There you go.
Just trying to get an endorsement deal here.
Oh, the guy behind the table looked a lot like AJ. As Joe Jimenez comes in the game on for the 61st time. 4-4 ERA of 4.5, a little above.
Pop up, foul ground, first base side. The only time I've seen our crew have a more enjoyable night was the night that Dave Cella spoiled Skyfall.
Don't remember that.
Yeah. Heard it was a great night. It was at a Bulls game, as I recall. Omar pinch hitting for Kevin Smith. Kevin 1 for 3, a run scored. That's his night. We have a really random White Sox leaderboard for you tonight.
Anything to do with the most hits?
That's why we don't tell you things in the advanced copy mode.
Oh, really?
Because then you say,
no.
You know what I feel is coming? And it sounds exactly like that, too.
What?
You know what I think's coming next?
No, I don't.
Something about hits on September 4th.
I didn't think something. I never said that.
Yeah, well.
Just hits. Didn't say which date.
We don't tell you things in advance
could have been
because
any
you do
date.
that.
Could have been any date. I had no idea what date it was.
Here's the random White Sox leaderboard, and lo and behold, most career hits on September 4th. Nellie Fox, #1, then Paulie. That's since 1941. You know what else happened this day in 1941?
I'm going to guess Hawk was born.
Hawk was born. There's strike 3. Omar didn't like it. 2 down. Good looking hat right there.
That's an Irish flat cap. That was one of the giveaways to halfway to St. Patrick's Day a couple of years ago, I believe. Handsome looking cap.
Yoan takes a strike. Moncada 1 for 3, an RBI and a run scored. 2-strike fastball ended up in right field in the 4th against the starter Liriano. That's inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 7:10 tomorrow. Michael Kopech scheduled to start against Jordan Zimmerman. Two-one. That's in there for a strike. 2-2. And Michael Kopech, so he's gone 2 innings, then an extra inning the next time, then the rain came, and the key is now trying to get him through a full start here at home.
Hopefully Mother Nature will cooperate, as he's been throwing the ball exceptionally well in his 3 starts.
And there's strike 3 on Moncada, so we'll go to the 9th. Sox are trailing Detroit in game 2 of this series, 8-3.
It comes off the bat of Mikey Mata. 6th home run of the year, 19th driven in, 2nd hit of the night, 101.2 exit velocity, a line drive at 30-degree launch angle, and just far enough at 403. That gave the Tigers a little breathing room in this one. And Omar Narvaez stays in the game behind the plate, and he's got a new battery mate. Diego Vieira on for the 11th time. and his ERA is up there.
So we mentioned earlier that the Braves and Boston were playing 5-1 the final score. The Red Sox over Atlanta. This day in 1928, the then Boston Braves began a streak of 9 consecutive doubleheaders.
That's a lot of rainouts.
You think the weather was bad, and as that ball is lined to first base, hope everyone's okay. 9 straight doubleheaders this day in 1928. Joe Horlen, 1961, makes his major league debut. And Jim Abbott, one of the truly astounding performances in Major League history and inspiring performances in Major League history. In 1993, a no-hitter against the Indians. And for our younger fans who didn't get a chance to know Jim Abbott, he was born without one hand. And what he did on the mound, and we've talked to Don Cooper about it, was just amazing the way he adapted to his situation.
Pretty remarkable, throwing the ball and then taking the glove off and getting ready to play defense.
And the stoppage of play here with that foul ball on the first base side. We certainly hope everyone's all right. So as that ball came into the stands, looks like a fan was hit by it, and the medical team over there very quickly.
Okay, all clear.
And we will go back to action. And 1 ball, 1 strike on Candelario. Tiago, the 5th pitcher out of the bullpen for the Sox tonight. That round of applause you hear is for the fan who's being escorted up top, and certainly hope everything's all right. On the ground, second base, Moncada knocks it down and recovers to get the out. Kept it in front and 1 away as the Tiger bullpen is up and moving. Alex Wilson.
It's like we'll see him in the 9th.
Boy, it feels like he's pitched like 100 times against the Sox the last few years. Every time you look in the Tigers bullpen, it's Alex Wilson.
See the Tigers a lot. They had a couple of Wilsons. They traded one to the Cubs. Hasn't worked out that well for them.
Right center field and down. Angle into the gap to keep it just a single for a Ducey. White Sox bullpen. It's Alex Wilson. No, it's Jose Ruiz.
Jose Ruiz, ready to make his major league debut. White Sox debut.
He had 1 spare inning with the San Diego Padres, but up from Double-A. Getting ready for a possible appearance. Up today, Matt Skoll was pulled off the 40-man roster, which now stands once again at 40. "8-3 Detroit, 2-run home run. Mikey Mott took 5-run second inning. Grayson Griner's driven in 3, the Tigers catcher. So in that Yankees-A's game we were telling you about, Liam Hendricks started for Oakland. He went 1 inning, struck 1 out. Then Daniel Mingden came in and had a no-hitter going through 2 out in the 6th until Gleyber Torres singled. So Mingden out of the game. Ryan Buchter has checked in as the A's still lead 1-0. Right field side, Ryan Cordell on the warning track has out number 2 in his possession. So Oakland right now hoping to keep pace with the Astros, who beat Minnesota 5-2. That would stay a 2.5 game spread in the West, or move to 3.5 depending on what Oakland does.
Still a very entertaining race, and will undoubtedly remain that the rest of the way.
Houston now 86 and 53. 23 games remaining for the Astros. Oakland has 22 after tonight. Not a great deal of chances left to see the Sox here at home this year, with a series with Anaheim over the weekend, 3 with the Cubs, 3 with Cleveland in late September. And that's all for the home schedule.
So Tigers for 1, Angels for 3, Cubs and Indians 3 apiece. 10 left at home.
One up and out. Sox will have the 7, 8, and 9 hitters coming up in the home 9th. Tiago 2-1. Line to right, Cordell got a glove on it. Couldn't make the catch. Adducey to third, and Martinez with his 2nd hit.
Line drive rocket. Cordell had it hit the heel of the glove, bound away. And it keeps the inning alive with runners at the corners. 2 outs. Victor Reyes comes on a pinch run.
And to a new Victor goes the spoils of running. We save our real good stuff for 10:25 at night.
Got a couple minutes yet.
That's why we just went with the 6 out of 10. Yep, it's coming.
There it is, 10:25.
All right,
now the good stuff.
Be ready for the zingers. There's strike 2 on Goodrum. Oh, 2. Foul of third. Hey, the Xfinity Kids Zone is accessible from all levels of guaranteed rate field. Space features batting and pitching cages, base running areas, skill instruction from Chicago White Sox Training Academy coaches. Check out the latest Xfinity technology as well, including the X1 platform, X1 by Xfinity. It'll change the way you experience TV. 2 strikes. Vieira to Goodrum. Inside, Omar flops on it.
Omar did a nice job of making that catch. I'm not sure how he did it exactly, but he got it done.
A future in Cirque du Soleil.
Tough play to make it. 97 or 98.
basically horizontal. Two balls, two strikes. Aducey at third, Martinez at first. Reyes at first, pinch running for Martinez. Two. He struck him out. Strikeout number 16 for the Tigers, tying a season high. Sox need 5 to tie, 6 to win.
And Alex Wilson comes on for the 52nd time. 2-4 ERA of 3.69, so he's been pretty good and called on to save 4 games. This is not a save situation, and he has yet to save any.
8-3. Nicky Delmonico is going to bat to lead off this 9th inning. Now, typically, in these games that run kind of late, tough game for the Sox, we like to reward the folks who stick around for a while. And so this was a gift given to me by somebody in the Sox front office. We're going to add this to the prize shelf for tomorrow.
Let's see.
Look at this.
Oh,
what hair.
Lots of hair. What happened to that hair?
Stephen Michael Stone.
Yikes. I think I rented most of it out.
It's flowing locks. Here it is.
Yeah, some of those.
You could win this tomorrow.
Wow.
If you play Sox math.
Or you could get 2 if you come in second.
Right here.
That's it.
What a look.
Ooh, good look.
Goes well with the red. Nicky checks it up. What were you thinking?
1973, not much.
You look so bright-eyed and bushy-haired.
You're just a youngster in those days. Wondering how long I'd stay in Chicago, and I'm still here. That's the difference. 1973.
Yeah.
Thinking, wow, I wonder if I can make it here a year or two. Well,
45 years later.
yeah, still here.
Here we are. Become your baseball home. Your everything home.
Yeah, it is.
Got an even better barber over the years.
He had so much less to work with.
He did. I'll tell you what, I mean, that's remarkable.
Yes.
A young Steve Stone.
Lots of hair. Good
Well,
uniforms. I like those unis.
I do too.
Yeah, they're very nice.
I like the powder blue too. I really did with the red.
They were the road unis.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Flipped foul. I actually think you kind of look like AJ Pierzynski.
Did that come out of the Sox vault?
It's not like yellowish enough to be part of the Sox vault. That's a beautiful picture. Fouled away.
This is how we started this game, with nobody could get the ball by anybody. They kept fouling the ball off the first 2 or 3 innings.
Well, here's what's ridiculous about this, right? So they see, what, 60 pitches in the first 2 innings, the Tigers do, and then they end up striking out 16 times in the game. One and 2 for Nicky. And he takes ball 2. (7:10) tomorrow. Michael Kopech on the mound for the Sox. Nicky making Wilson work for it. He's going to see pitch number 10. There is Michael Kopech enjoying the festivities from the bench. It has been awesome here for his couple of starts. Look forward to seeing what he provides tomorrow. And we hope, upon hope, that Mother Nature decides to be a big Kopech fan tomorrow. We will do everything we can to get the game in.
Yeah, last time in. I mean, last game. So that one's got to get in somehow.
Called strike 3 on pitch number 11 of the sequence. But what you do on a day like that is you come to the ballpark and you enjoy the atmosphere, you enjoy the game until the rain comes, because we saw it yesterday. It looked like Oz here, and not the good version.
No, it looked like it was going to rain. It was rain everywhere all around the ballpark, just didn't rain here.
Adam Engel takes a strike. So we were talking earlier about Engel and his ability to hit the breaking ball better. He says that he was just waving off any breaking ball until 2 strikes last year. Then he would think about swinging if it was close to the zone, and he feels like, at least by virtue of allowing himself to think about swinging at a hittable breaking ball, he's changed his approach well enough to account for that upward swing in his average against that pitch.
Well, he's going to face a lot of breaking balls that come in rolling that aren't breaking all that well. So to give up on all of them doesn't make a great deal of sense.
Right field, Castellanos. So Adam 1 for 4 this evening. And one last chance for Ryan Cordell to pick up that first major league hit. He got his first RBI in the 4th on a sacrifice fly that helped the Sox to their 3rd run of that inning. Wilson outside. Well, the 2 guys who provided the Sox punch in the 9th inning yesterday won't be involved in this 9th unless something dramatically changes. Well on their way to becoming the Smash Brothers, Davidson and Polka. They keep doing that. On the ground, and this will do it. Tigers win game 2, leaving a rubber match for Michael Kopech tomorrow. Too much Liriano early, too much offense for the Tigers early as well. 8-3 Detroit will wrap it when we come back.